this administration is literally crippling America's economy as we're already struggling coming out of a COVID pandemic. You know him as America's accountant, Dan Geltrude. Dan, welcome back to the program. How you been, brother?
Good, Dan. How are you?
Well, like I said at the beginning, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but hey, it's the economy, stupid. And we remember who said that. That was James Carville, the guy that got Bill Clinton elected. He knew in 1992, was that? What it's all about? It's about the economy. Does this president get that, Dan?
I don't think so, Dan. Listen, in my lifetime, and maybe in the history of the presidency of the United States, has anyone else passed the buck to Santa Claus? I mean, come on. Talk about being tone deaf. We have to look at what's happening, Dan, and break it down by the science, okay? Everybody wants a reference by the science.
Yes.
This is about cause and effect. Certain things happen, and as a result, other things happen. So where we are now, we have a pandemic. Okay, how do we respond to that pandemic? It's through policy. The policies are not working. And what I've said for really from the beginning, when we started with this term transitory, which a lot of people didn't even know what that meant at the time, right? That inflation would be temporary. Well, what do you know? We found out that that is not true. And the reason it's not true is, let's go back to science. I'll even say it relates to Newton's laws on motion, right? An object stays in motion. And what's happening now is you have this inflation in motion, and until, Dan, there is a counter motion against that, we're going to continue to see inflation going higher and higher. Highest we've been in 30 years. That's by no accident.
Wow. And then you got Ron Klain tweeting out that lockdowns were good for the economy because they believe, I don't even know how they try to relate, COVID lockdowns are going to help. The lockdowns are what caused the economic crisis because businesses weren't open. Then you start spending all of our money. There's a supply chain crisis. You shut down pipelines. Fuel goes up. All this stuff happens at once. It's a big, you know what, SHI whatever storm. And then this moron, who's his chief of staff, says stronger COVID measures produces a stronger economic outcomes. That's why jobs growth and economic activity are up this year. No, it's up because jobs that were sitting idle, people went back to work. There's still how many jobs without people to fill them? 7 or 8 million, Dan?
Yeah, I think there's even more than that, Dan. And look, I don't know where these guys took their economics 101 class, but wherever they took it, that university needs to pull back that degree. Look, here's the bottom line. More regulations, easy money, low interest rates, inflation. Doesn't get any more basic than that.
Exactly. Final question to you, because you're the expert who studies economics. Is there light at the end of the tunnel? Could we be seeing 6 months, a year of this inflation where it stays steady or even increases more? Because I don't, and I'm not an economist, see it coming down anytime soon, like the almighty Biden said it would a few months ago. Oh, it's temporary to be done in a few months. No, it won't.
It's not coming down, Dan, until, like I said at the beginning, until policies change that actually do something about this, nothing will change.
I didn't want that news, and I know I didn't want that news for my viewers, but we got to keep it real. That's the name of the show. So, Dan Geltrude, America's accountant, thanks for keeping it real and filling us in on the bad news today. Hopefully there'll be some new policy a year or so from now. Take care of yourself, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Yep.